So in this video, I'm going to show you guys how I collaborate my wedding videos using Final Cut Pro. And just to give you guys a heads up, the camera I used to shoot this video was a Sony A7 IV and the lens was a Sigma 16 to 28 millimeter lens, because my zoom lens actually fell down during that wedding and had an issue, so I had to use my wide angle lens. That's why you should always have a backup. My name is Brandon Minufo. I'm a wedding photographer and a videographer with Brandon Media Group. So without talking so much and without taking too much of your time, let's jump straight into the video. As you can see on my screen here, this is how my videos look when they come out from the camera. It's basically a flat video. You have no contrast. Everything is just off. It looks like it's a black and white, and you cannot send this kind of video to a client. So what we're gonna do is follow some steps using Final Cut to edit this video to make it have some contrast, to make it look beautiful in a way my client is gonna like the video. Now, when I have video like this, the first thing I always like to do in Final Cut, I always go to I always do the auto edit. Now, if you look at the video, you already have some contrast to the video. If you see, this is the before, this is the after, before, after. So the video is already looking beautiful, but this is not something that I can still use or I can still send to a client. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add what we call an adjustment clip. Now, this adjustment clip, what I will be doing is I'll be doing all my edits on these adjustment clips, and if there is somewhere in this video that I want this same edit to be applied to, I just make sure I drag this adjustment clip up to that point. Or maybe I have a series of videos that has been cut. Instead of doing the edit on those videos one by one, I just go ahead and just make sure I put my adjustment clip across all those videos on my timeline. Now, this video was handheld. Another thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and stabilize the video. So that is stabilized already, and then I want to come and add some sharpening. On all of my videos, I always like to add sharpening. I always leave it at the default 2.5, or sometimes I just add like 0.5 more. I make it 3 and I keep it there. Now I'm going to start color grading my videos, and in Final Cut Pro, most of the time I use just two tools to color grade my video. The first one is a color wheel. I'm going to go to the color wheel. First things I do first is always I like to take down my highlights just a little bit and my midtones a little bit. So midtone mostly deals with the color, midtone, your brightness on your skin. Now, what gives some contrast is when I take down shadows. You realize the video has a lot of the people in this video have been separated from the background. Now let's go and check the before and after. This is the before, this is the after. Before, after. You realize some people can actually send these videos to your client already, but I'm still not satisfied with the video. I'm going to go ahead. The second tool I'm going to be using is color adjustment. I'm going to come to this tool. Remember, all this editing is being done on my adjustment clip. So if you come down here and look on my timeline, this editing is going to only apply to the extent where I have my adjustment clips up to. So you realize here I have my adjustment clip, but from here there's no adjustment clip, so that editing do not apply there. So let's go ahead, and I want to add some contrast to the video. That's good. You realize it makes the video looks even more, it makes the client pops up even more. If we go before, after, before, after, this is actually a good video, but for me it's not good enough. This is not the way I want my video to look like. I want to go to the black point. I want to take down the black point a little bit. I want to reduce the highlight a little bit from the background, like with the dresses, all those things that are so bright. I want to take them down a little bit. I can go ahead and reduce my shadows a little bit more. Now you see the bright is actually popping out more. If we go once more, before, after. One thing you will notice that the video is kind of red. So to solve this problem, I always go down to warm. I first start with the highlight warm. I reduce the warmness a little bit. Take note, look at the color of her dress. Look at how it is. This dress is white, so I want the dress to actually look white in the video. Now once I reduce the warmness, you realize it makes the dress look white. I'm going to do the same thing for the mid-tone warmness. I'm going to reduce it a little bit, and then I'm going to go for the shadow warmness. I'm also going to reduce the shadow warmness a little bit. Now realize the video is not red anymore. Another thing I want to do, I want to go ahead and add a little bit of brightness to the video. Now, one thing you have to notice is that there is really no specific way, there is really no formula that you just apply to every video. A lot of time you have to go ahead and you are changing things, tweaking things, but at least you know some of the buttons. You know that once I'm touching this is what is happening. But a lot of editors, they have a lot that they apply, but they still have to go ahead and try, because every video is different. The white balance is always going to be different, you know, everything is different. So there is really no specific way I would say I will edit. So I just always go around and play with these things one by one to make sure that I get the look I want. So yeah, this is the look. If we go one more time to the before, look at this is how this video was looking before, and this is the after. It looks way better, and this is something that I can actually send to the client. Now once that is done, all I need to do is I have to just pull my adjustment clip across the whole video to where I want it to apply. Now that adjustment clip has applied to the whole video. If I don't want the edit to apply at some point of the video, all I need to go is go to the adjustment clip and take the adjustment clip away from that part of the video. Take back the adjustment clip from that part of the video, and the editing is not going to apply to the video. So adjustment clip is one thing that I've really used to make my work go a little bit more faster, and so far it has really been helping me. Now let's go for and let's try to see if we're gonna see a scene where it's outside, and also try to edit and see how it goes. So this is another scene that was actually shot outside when they moved out of the church. Now let me put the adjustment clip there and you see something. You realize this is not the editing is completely off. I don't want to use this editing. This is not how I want this video to look like. So I'm just going to go ahead and take away the adjustment clip from there, and I'm going to go here. Remember, the first thing I always like to do, because this was handheld, I stabilize, and then I come and apply auto edit. You realize this one is already looking some way, it has more contrast than, a little bit more contrast than what it had before. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add another adjustment clip. I'm going to come to file, I'm going to come to, editing, and then I'm going to come to add adjustment clip, and I'm going to add this adjustment clip here. First thing, I always like to sharpen the video a little bit. I put it at 3, and then I'm going to go ahead and start editing the video. The tools I'm using, remember I'm using two tools. The color wheel, I'm going to go to the color wheel, and I take down the highlight a little bit, take down the midtones a little bit, and then I'm going to take down the shadows. Oh, I'm not seeing because it is, that highlight was way down. I'm going to bring back the highlight up, bring back the midtone up a little bit. Then I'm going to take down the shadows. Look at this. It's now, this is way beautiful. Look at that. Let's go to the before and after, before and after. So now once this is done, I'm now going to go to the next tool I use, which is the color wheel. The color adjustment, and I'm going to try to make, I want this to be bright, a little bit more brighter. I'm going to add some contrast to the video. I want to reduce the highlight a little bit more, because if you look at the suit of the groom, it's a little bit too bright at some points. It's missing some details. I'm going to reduce that. I'm going to go to super highlight and then I reduce it a little bit more. Black points, I reduce it a little bit more. So like I said, you have to keep, messing up with these buttons to finally get what you want. Then I'm going to add a little bit more contrast to the video, make it a little bit more warm. That was too much contrast. I'm going to take that down a little bit and I'm going to play the video. You realize this is way better. If you look at, this is the before and this is the after of the video. It has, you can see some details. It has some more contrast to it and it makes the video more beautiful. Again, once more, this was the before and this is the after. Before, after. That's a massive change. So this is basically the steps I use to edit my video most of the time. And guys, please, editing is not a talk of war. Editing is actually very simple. All you need to do is take some time, master the software you're using. I'm using Final Cut Pro. I used to use DaVinci Resolve, Premiere Pro and all those things, but I realized I'm not a filmmaker that I'm using all those high-end tools, spending lots and lots of time trying to collaborate. Final Cut Pro is very easy and straight to the point. So guys, that was it. That's basically all the steps I use to edit 90% of my video. Let me know if this video was helpful, and if you learned something from this video, please share the video so that other people can watch this video and also learn something valuable from the video. Stay blessed, and I'm gonna see you in the next video. Peace.